first things I like to do when I arrive at a natural spot is to take a few slow, deep breaths to my belly. Science has shown that 3 breaths like that lower your heart rate and your blood pressure. And it just helps me to get centered and focused in the moment, in the space that I'm in, instead of bringing all the baggage with me of life, all the thoughts and the things I have going on in my life. I like to kind of leave it at the door when I go into nature. So let's take a few deep breaths. And basically, I just breathe in really slow through my nose to my belly. I hold it for a brief moment, and then I breathe out through my mouth. So here we go. I'm breathing in through my nose. Hold it, and out through my mouth. In through my nose. Hold it, out through my mouth. And one more time, in through my nose. Hold it, out through my mouth. I don't know about you, but I can definitely feel the difference. Just those 3 breaths. Now, the other thing I like to do is to tune into my senses. Your senses are always in the present moment, so you get out of your head. So right now, I'm going to tune into my sense of hearing. I'm going to listen to the sound of the wind blowing through the trees and the sound of that waterfall. I'm also going to tune in to my sense of smell. I can really smell the hemlock trees this morning. I love that smell. And again, science has shown that the smell released by trees actually also lower our heart rate and our blood pressure. It seems to me that nature offers us a lot of medicine if we take time to hang out in natural places. And then obviously I can tune into my sense of sight. Look at how gorgeous everything is here. I can also tune into my sense of touch or feeling. I can feel the wind blowing against my face. I feel my breath coming in and out. And all of these practices help to bring us in the present moment, help to lower our heart rate and our blood pressure, and help us to better connect with the space that we're in. I encourage you to use these practices no matter where you are, no matter what you're doing, whether you're folding laundry, washing the dishes, sitting at a red light. These practices are helpful everywhere, and as you integrate them into each moment of your life, you'll find that you become a calmer person, a happier person. It's actually pretty cool. So, I'll see you out on the water. Well, as you can see, I'm not on the water yet because I actually found something else I want to share with you. We come here every year, and we've been doing so for many years, and this spot right here is always dug up and disturbed like this. This is a place where turtles lay their eggs. And what happens is a lot of predators come and dig up the eggs. So not all hatch successfully, but some certainly do. And here, for example, here's an eggshell. Let me see if I can pick that up. That one doesn't, I can't really tell if anything hatched out of that or not. It's really dried out. Let's see if we can find a better example over here. You can see there are many of them. So here is a turtle eggshell that actually hatched, which is really pretty cool. And after the babies hatch out, they don't have very far to go to some safety. You can see here the shallow water with all the vegetation. This is a perfect place for a baby turtle to hang out, to eat, and to grow. Where I live, the baby turtles actually have to travel a distance, and they have to cross roads in order to get to water. So this is really nice. And they still face a lot of threats. I think animals like great blue herons, for example, will stand in here and pick them out. Even large fish can eat a tiny turtle. So this is a pretty sweet spot to do your best to stay safe. Now I'm going to hop in my boat. If nature doesn't distract me further, that is. And here are some pitcher plants. You can see the liquid down inside. Trying to get a good view so if there's an insect trapped inside, we might be able to see it. So what happens is the insects are attracted by the smell of the nectar down inside these plants, and a fly or another insect will fly down inside, and you can see all the hairs there inside the plant's lip pointing down inside. So once the fly gets in there and tries to crawl out all wet, it can't get out. They fall into the liquid, and the liquid digests them, and this feeds the plant. You can also see a spider web blowing in the wind there. These are really cool plants. Probably not the most awesome way to die, but nature is so ingenuic. And here's the view across the floating bog. This is what it looks like. You can see little plants and trees growing. And if you look down here in the water, you can really see the mat of built up rotting plants that make up the substrate that these plants grow in. Just a very cool and unique environment. If you were to get out and jump up and down on this, the trees would shake as you vibrated the whole mat. I'm not going to do that. I don't advise you do that because you could fall through and become part of the floating bog. It doesn't sound like a great way to spend your weekend or longer. Let's thank Brad for holding me still enough to make the video. Here's an active beaver lodge. You can tell it's active because it has fresh plant matter added to it. There's some hemlock branches laid on top. And here is a gorgeous tree. We've now paddled to the other end of the lake. And the wind is blowing me fast backwards. Look at that view. Beautiful. Again, the wind is just blowing me. There's a wide angle view for you. I've backed myself up into this sweet little space between a couple of floating mats of vegetation. So it's sort of holding me still in the wind. Even though the wind has calmed down some, it's quite beautiful. And I'm just going to sit here for a few. And again, take some of those breaths we were talking about. I'm going to breathe in through my nose, hold it, and breathe out through my mouth. I'm going to breathe in through my nose, hold it, and breathe out through my mouth. And I'm going to breathe in through my nose one more time. And I'm going to breathe out through my mouth. I'm also going to connect with the space around me by tuning into my senses one at a time. I'm going to tune into my sense of sight and look at the beauty all around. I'm going to tune into my sense of smell. I can smell the smell of the plants and the water. And perhaps my favorite sense to tune into in nature is my sense of hearing. I'm going to be quiet now and listen to the sound of the insects and the birds and the wind as it blows through the plants. It is my hope that you are benefiting along with me, benefiting from this time in nature. I think it's one of the most important self-care practices that we can do. Taking time out of our busy, hectic, often stressful lives to reconnect with nature and to remember that we are not separate from nature. We are an important part of it. Here at the top of this tree, and I am zoomed in as far as I can, I apologize for the shakiness, is a merlin, our medium falcon, and such a treat here today. Brad and I were just commenting how we never see birds of prey here at Lens Lake, which is odd. We see them everywhere else. And here you go. Sometimes all you have to do is ask. Hi. Well, I had a difficult decision to make after the paddle. I've decided I'm going to share with you what happened with the merlin. As you know already, Brad and I were talking about how we haven't seen any birds of prey at Lens Lake. And that's really, really weird. Most places we paddle, we see bald eagles and osprey. We might see merlins and red-tailed hawks. But at Lens Lake, for some reason, we don't see birds of prey. Well, after I paddled away from Brad, I made a plea to the universe. I absolutely love to play, I'm going to say, with magic. Maybe you've done that before. Maybe you've lost a loved one and you've said, Grandma, if you're here, send me a butterfly. Or, Grandpa, if you're here, please send me a cardinal. I do the same thing with nature. So as I paddled away from Brad, I made a plea with nature, or to nature, and I said, hey, if you can hear me, if you're there, if I'm being supported by nature, will you please send me a sign? Will you please send me any bird of prey? I don't even care which one. Can I please see it before we get out of the car and leave? Well, before I even had the words out of my mouth, the merlin flew across the trees and landed up there. I feel this is something I should share so that I can encourage you to spend some time playing with nature, playing with the magic that's all around us. There is so much more to life than what we see every day. And sometimes it's so inspiring to know that we are heard and we are supported. So I wanted to share that with you. You may think it's a bit strange if you haven't dabbled in these kinds of things before, but I assure you it's not strange. And as I said earlier in the video, we are nature. We are all one. So I hope that you take time out of your everyday to try to play with the magic. I will see you again soon. And please, again, if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. It's a new channel and every subscription is so important. Thank you very much. I will see you again very soon.